All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 119. I got the Wander and Big Erd here. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, so we're in October now officially, and MLB playoffs just started yesterday, and with some teams losing that probably shouldn't have, one of which is the Yankees. But before we get into that, we're just going to backtrack a little bit and, I guess discuss the Mets a little bit, how they are not in the playoffs this year.
Correct, yeah.
So it came down to the last series for the Mets, and they just had to win one more game than the Reds. And as a matter of fact, coming into the last day, all they had to do was win because the Reds lost.
They had a lot of chances.
And they couldn't even do that. And, I'm not one of those Yankee fans that say, screw the Mets, this, that, and the other. I actually wouldn't have minded seeing them in the playoffs because that probably would have been exciting. But the fact that they lost against the Marlins and the Marlins wind up taking team pictures after the game and it was their little mini World Series, and those guys over there are bummed out that they're not in the playoffs, but all they had to do was win and they couldn't even do that. Did you watch any of these games over the weekend?
Yeah, I watched a little bit, and then I watched a little bit Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, I was kind of, I was more watching football, but tracking, what was going on with them and the Reds. And I saw the Reds, were losing, so it's all they got to do is win. But then it was already 4-0 Marlins, and it's with the way the Mets offense has been going, that was the beginning of the end. But again, they had a lot of chances,
They sure did.
They only had, they didn't have to win that many games, but they couldn't get a win for a long time.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks because they should have just won even the last game. But I was doing what you were doing, kind of watching football and going back and forth because all the games started at 3:00, so you were already watching football, and then. Here you go. And I knew once the Marlins scored, I feel like the Mets are going to lose that game. The Mets had to score first. And they didn't. I think they put up a 4 or 5 spot in that inning.
Right.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was 4. But once they had a 4-run lead, I was like, all right, the Mets are over. Cincinnati's going to the playoffs. And, that was it. And like I said, I feel bad for them because, these guys definitely work hard. They just sucked this year. You know what I mean? After June 13th.
Yeah.
It was all downhill. If it wasn't the pitching, it was the hitting. If it's not the hitting, it's the bullpen. Every move they made was wrong. So, that sucks to be them. And I don't even, what did they win, 82 games? Was it? 83 games. So,
And at what point they had the best record in baseball, 20 games over 500?
20, I think it was 21 games over 500. So, yeah, you're 100% right. And it just, it sucks. And now, they're gonna make probably a bunch of changes. I know they said their manager is not going anywhere, and I guess neither GM is.
Does this pretty much guarantee that they're gonna re-sign Pete Alonso just to not completely fucking piss off their fan base?
I mean, I feel like after the year he had, even though he went through his lulls, but everyone does, he still had 120 something RBIs with only 38 home runs, which is a lot of production. And I think he was hitting around 270.
I think they're almost forced to re-sign him just to completely not piss. Not that they give a crap about pissing off the fans, I'm sure, but whatever.
Well, listen, if you got rid of him and then signed 2 other guys for their money that would make their team better, I'm sure after a little while the fans would get over it. But he's a homegrown Met, so I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah, and he's a fan favorite.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that's all I really want to say. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I still think about the conversation I had with my friend when we were watching opening day, that they had no pitching then, and obviously they overachieved early, and for I guess a good portion of the year, but it also came back to bite them because they just fell apart pretty much at a point.
Yeah.
And you can't expect the world out of these young guys too. Like getting thrown into basically a playoff scenario.
Yeah.
And obviously the moves they made at the deadline, those went pretty, those were pretty terrible.
Yeah,
So,
but at least to be fair, most of those moves were like good moves to make. It just didn't work out, and like.
Yeah, I just meant more like the two relief pitchers.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to be good, you know what I mean? But for one reason or another, they came here and sucked. Like, you really can't do anything. It's like the same thing on the Yankee side of the fence. Like, we traded for 3 bullpen guys. One guy we knew was not really that good, Jake Bird, but what was it, Duvall and Bendar. And, Bendar's kind of worked out, even though yesterday he gave up a run, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But Duvall's been shaky as hell, and our bullpen's still trash. Like, we lost the game for that yesterday. So you can only make so many moves to try and improve your team. You're not always going to be successful. And so I don't blame that on the GM. His job is to try and get the best players he can without sacrificing so much. Like, unless you want to be like the Dodgers and just give up your super top prospects. I think for what they gave away, both teams, and what they got were good deals. Everyone was saying they had an A for their trade deadline. It just didn't work out. You know what I mean? So, I don't feel bad in that regards for the GM. He's got a job to do.
Said, some worked out, some didn't.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I even thought, and shame on me, I thought Cedric Mullins was going to be a good pickup on the cheap too, because I thought maybe he just needed to change the scenery. But he really just didn't. He was
a disaster.
A disaster. I don't know what he's going to be doing next year, but Jesus. So yeah, now we got the Yankees. I sat here on this couch where I'm filming this show, and I was on the edge of my seats. I don't know if you watched it, Wanda. Ernie, I hope you watched it yesterday, at least most of it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Fried get in and out of trouble, but like pitching good, but just being careful. And he pitched great. Now, I don't know if you heard the radio. There's a lot of people calling up about they should have kept him in for the 7th.
I didn't disagree with it at all, because first of all, he wasn't as lights out as
Crochet.
Crochet, what, 15 in a row that he put down. He pitched well, as we hoped, as we expected. He pitched well, but he was struggling, and he was at already 102 pitches. Yep. If they kept him in and he pitched 117 and he lost the game and blew the game, they would have bitched. They took him out, and what happened, and they're bitching. So I didn't disagree with it.
I don't disagree either. I think maybe the best solution would have been, at least for that 7th inning alone, they let him get the first out, which was, I think, the 7th batter, right? Why not go batter to batter? Like, give him that next batter. If he puts him on, he's out. If he doesn't, go another batter. And then if he gets him out, great. If he doesn't, then take him out. I think that's the only thing I would have done differently. And I've been thinking a lot about this today. I was driving around all over the city today and hearing all these different thoughts, right? And one thing I don't hear anyone talking about, but sort of touching on it, like without touching on it, was the manager is to blame for this game because he's using the analytics, right? And to a certain extent, I agree with that, but I feel like if you want to use the analytics during the season because you have 162 games and you're looking to give guys rests or this or matchups to win a game, I totally agree with it. But if you're a baseball guy and Boone is a baseball family, and unless he has no choice, I would tell the powers that be, I'm going to go with my gut with this lineup for the playoffs, and I'm going to go make my moves with my gut, because you can't leave, what was it, 60 home runs on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything to complain about, I guess that's what it would be, is the lineup. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we got the best lineup in there today, so let's see what happens today.
Right. I mean, you're not going up against as good as a pitcher, but Bello has pretty much pitched well in Yankee Stadium against the Yankees. So, like, it could be another last night's game, right? But, I get certain moves should be made, but didn't they learn anything from last year in the playoffs with the fucking defense? Like, we all know McMahon can't hit anyway. So why not have the better defensive third baseman there? Especially with Max Fried, who throws the most ground balls to third base.
Yeah.
Like, it might have not amounted to anything, but it might have.
Yeah.
Like, back in the 90s or even the early 2000s, the Scott Brosius of the world that don't even hits big home runs. Like, and it's, I don't know if you said it to me once or another guys at work, but, you know, a guy could get lucky and just run into one, and then all of a sudden it changes the aspect of the game. So why wouldn't you do that with your A lineup? Like, I'm not saying you have to have Ben Rice in there because his defense is terrible. You want to go with Paul Goldschmidt? I don't mind that. You want to go with Austin Wells?
Ben Rice has been
Fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if you don't want to do that, I understand that. But to not have Jazz and not to have McMahon in there doesn't make any sense to me. Go with your best defense. And don't get me wrong, Rosario and Caballero aren't bad defensively, but those guys are slightly better and have the pop. You know what I mean? And then it gives you like avenues later in the game. Like they were talking about Rosario was there because he kills lefties. Crochet's not a normal lefty. He's probably going to be the Cy Young winner, if not runner-up. You know what I mean? Bring him in late in the game for a pinch hit. How many times has he done that for the Yankees? He hasn't played much, but the times he's done, he's come up with big hits. I know he hit a 2-run homer off Crochet in was it Yankee Stadium or was it no, it was in Boston. But you know, like go with your A lineup, go with your gut, see who, get a feel. You're hanging out with these guys all day. You know they're there from like noon to before you know. Get a feel of who's ready to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't get it, dude. Like there was just so many weird things. And he put in Luke Weaver, who hasn't been good for what, 3 months now since he got hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he was our closer last postseason, and he was pretty much lights out. So, and at this point, you know, who are you gonna go to in the bullpen?
I don't have an answer for that because I don't have all these statistics in front of me. Because that's the only time that stuff matters is for like the bullpen stuff. Because they got to come in and get 3 outs or pitch to 3 batters or an inning or whatever. That to me is more, okay, who do I think is going to be hot and who actually has decent numbers. But I know he was our closer last year. But he blew a game last year against Cleveland. But we've always said this. Bullpen guys are a dime a dozen. One year they could be fantastic. The next year they could be shit. Look at Aroldis Chapman.
Right.
Look, all these guys. Luke Weaver, shit. Mark Leiter Jr., crap. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's. I mean, you have to give him credit because I guess he had a great season this year, but they have the bases loaded with no outs last night against.
Well, that was my next thing to bring up. So, if you were watching the game like I was, I see the first guy get on right away with a base hit. First pitch, I believe.
Yeah.
Judge did the same thing.
Judge was first pitch. I think the first guy was second pitch.
Okay. But I think Aroldis Chapman threw like a total of 4 or 5 pitches to the first 3 batters. They all jumped on him. And it's just unlucky for us that Cody Bellinger didn't hit that ball like a line drive because both guys probably would have scored off that if it gets through there, right? But it was a fly ball that just dunked in. Goldschmidt slow, so he does not score.
And that's another thing, you know. Could they have pitch run for Goldschmidt?
Right. And you can unravel this all day long, right? Like, why do we have Jack Blackburn Bird on the postseason roster for a 3-game series when you could have another guy that could come off the bench and run, like an Austin Slater or something like that, who's another righty bat that you can match up with Chapman in that 9th inning, as opposed to going with Grisham or Jazz in that spot. But you get the bases loaded. He is literally on the hook. And we saw this guy for years blow our postseasons to Altuve, etc.
And you thought that's exactly what was
and we
happen.
had him. And we had one of our best playoff hitters for the last couple of years at home plate. And he did it on the first inning and he did it in the 9th inning. The first inning, ground ball double play, kills our rally. And the 9th inning, pretty much once he struck out, I was like, here we go. You got back-to-back lefties, it's over. Like, even if Stanton hit a fly ball somewhere and we score that run and move these runners over. We didn't do anything. We let him off the hook, and I don't even know if we'll see him today, depending on what the situation is. Like, he had a lot of pitches, but we had him. We could have said F you to this guy and stole that game. And
instead, he walked off the mound with a freaking shit-ass grin.
Exactly. And I was livid last night sitting here. And, besides that, what are we going to do? We got the A lineup today. The game's on in less than a half an hour. I hope Carlos Rodon could be the Carlos Rodon of this year and not give up more than 2 runs. It's going to be hard for him to go and repeat what Fried did because he's not the same type of pitcher. And that Red Sox lineup, even though everyone's saying they're not that talented, they sure know how to find a way to score some runs, at least against the Yankees.
Yep.
So they're going to have to figure out one way or another how to win this game. And I hope they get off to a hot start. Another thing I found out about yesterday, and I didn't realize this till they were saying it later in the innings, we had Crochet on the ropes in the first inning and second and third. He was not as sharp. You would think they'd adjust to that, knowing that he gets stronger as the game goes on. You know what I mean? Because he pitched, almost 8 innings?
Yeah, but I mean, listen, you got to give credit where credit's due. Good pitching is always going to be good hitting, you know?
Agreed, but you got to try something. You can't just go into the night, and I think it was like 15 or 17 straight batters in a row until Volpe got that hit in the 8th inning. Like, you got to do something. Take pitches, foul off pitches, shorten your... Like, be like Bellinger.
Yeah, but I mean, at one point, he was, if I remember correctly, he threw 17 first pitch strikes to
He did.
21 batters. I mean, come on, you can't...
No, I'm not saying... what I'm saying is be more contact efficient, I guess. You know what I mean? Stop trying to do these swings where this guy's going to come in on you or go away from you, and you're just going to swing and miss.
There you go. Chapman pitched 24 pitches, so he's probably definitely not.
There you go. You know? So, I don't know, man. Like, they got to get it together. I do not want to see them go down in the playoffs, at least without a fight. At least win today. Like, you're at home, man, for Christ's sakes. Win this game tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
And hey, 2 more wins in the regular season, 2 of those bullshit ass losses, and they would have had a first round bye.
Yeah, 100%. There's so many different scenarios where that could have worked out, but just like the Mets, they didn't get it done.
Did that come down to Sunday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
100%.
What happened? Toronto won.
Toronto won.
Yep.
They both did. The whole weekend, both teams won every game.
I see.
Yeah, so the Blue Jays won the division. They're sitting at home watching this series, seeing who they're going to play, and they're laughing. And
And if they had the first round bye, they'd be playing the winner of the Cleveland.
no, they'd be playing
winner of this series?
Of this series, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It'd be Toronto because Toronto would have.
So either way.
Either way, they're facing the same guys.
I guess that in that aspect, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I like seeing this right now. We're watching the pregame, and you got Andy Pettit out in center field with Luke Weaver. Maybe smack him around a little bit, get him ready for tonight, show him what it's about. That's crazy. I didn't think he'd be there. Well, that's good to see. This game is starting real soon, so.
Well, isn't he on the staff?
I don't know if he's a coach though, or is he just like one of those liaison guys? I think because he was there in spring training, but I don't ever see him at Yankee Stadium besides like a couple appearances here and there for whatever like special nights or whatever it is, like old timers, maybe the CC Sabathia night,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to see him go and lose 2 straight games to the Red Sox. At least show some fight, win this game, and that's another thing too. Tomorrow the Red Sox don't even know who they're pitching because Giolito's out for the series. So they're gonna have, if the Yankees win tonight, the advantage is back to them because they.
Yeah, and then everybody's available at that point.
100%.
Other than Crochet, I'm sure.
100. Well, he might be able to go an inning. Who the hell knows? It depends how he feels. But it's all hands on deck for tomorrow. And I feel better with Cam Schlittler on the mound, and I'm glad they put him as the starter, the Game 3 starter, because I think in the short period of time, he's earned it, and just by his demeanor, I think he can handle it. He's like one of those early bulldogs.
Yeah.
So I like that, but they got to get to tomorrow's game. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, gotta hope for a quick start, right? And just carry that momentum and score a shit ton of runs.
Yeah, man. And then you could put in
And then we don't
Jake
have to worry
Bird.
about the bullpen.
Right, you put in Jake Bird for 3 innings, give up 5 runs. Who cares? You know? So I guess this might be one of my last times to do this, but I got some little baseball facts. I think these are like season facts that I want to I want to throw your guys' way.
Some diamond facts.
Yeah, these are like the definitely the diamond facts, but it's like season worthy. So Aaron Judge has more intentional walks, which is 36, than Mike Harris has walks with 16. That's one of them.
I don't even know who Mike Harris is.
He's the guy on the Braves.
Braves.
I think he's the center fielder, right?
Yeah.
Was actually really good, right? Didn't he come up like last year, the year before?
Yeah.
And he like came on the scene and he was kind of like hitting the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
Luis Saraz struck out.
Fantasy.
What happened?
I know he was good in fantasy a few years ago.
Yeah, Luis Saraz struck out just 21 times this season and 675 plate appearances.
Wow.
That's unheard of.
But he didn't bat 300.
He might have actually.
No, I think Judge was the only one that.
Well, no, that was there was like 5 or 6 guys that have over a 300 average at the end of the season.
There was?
Yeah, I just don't know if he's on it. If he's not, he was close.
Well, I gotta assume he was then, because he was the batting champ last year, right?
Yep, and the year before, I think. Byron Buxton did not ground into a double play. Minimum 500 plate appearances.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yep. Cal Riley, our boy, and I wasn't going to put this on here, but I'm being fair, okay? Allowed 0 passed balls
Wow.
this year. And that's it for that. I only gave you 4. There was a couple other ones, but I wasn't as impressed with those.
And that's gonna be where the Yankees get screwed again, because he's gonna win the MVP. Every time it's close like this, the Yankees get screwed.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, we talked about this last week. He hit 60 home runs. Like, that's one of 7 guys that have done it. Like, if he loses to that,
Now,
it is what it
Elias
is.
did not hit 300.
What did he hit?
292.
Okay, he was close. I knew he was up there at one point because I saw him. I've been checking that because of Aaron Judge and that guy
7
Wilson.
guys batted 300.
Yeah, there you go.
And the next closest to Judge was Bichette and Wilson on the A's at 311.
Yeah, and Bo Bichette hasn't played in like a month.
Judge batted 331. The guy's a beast.
Yep, and you know what's funny too? If Raleigh didn't hit 60 home
And
runs,
that's with 160 strikeouts.
who?
Judge.
Wow, that's a lot of strikeouts too, and he still hit 330. So to me, it's funny because Judge is having another historic season. All the things that he leads on, he's crushing everybody. But because this bum has 60 home runs, he's going to wind up winning the MVP, which I guess kind of rightfully so, even though the rest of his numbers is trash. But if he would have hit 59 home runs, he would not have won the MVP. But because he got 60, I think a lot of the voters are going to vote for him.
Yeah, and he's a switch hitter, and he's an everyday catcher, and I think another big piece of it is Seattle made the playoffs.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, but let's not pretend that Seattle doesn't have a nice lineup themselves either. You know, they got a bunch of guys on there. Julio Rodriguez, is it Josh Naylor they traded for? Suarez.
I don't consider either of those Naylor morons good players. I don't know why that people consider them good.
He's got good numbers.
Can't stand those two.
No, I know. There's a difference between not standing them and them being good ball players, though. Like, I get it. We don't like him when he was with Cleveland. But either which way, he's a productive guy. My point being is they have a loaded lineup themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't just say Raleigh put everyone on his back and rode them to the playoffs and to the second seed. But yeah, that's all I got for baseball today. Wanted to touch about football. Did you see your Dallas Cowboy game on Sunday? I know you had family over, but that game was insane.
Yeah,
Did you watch?
I got to watch it because that was the late game.
Yeah, it was 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, of course it made work miserable on Monday because I was up way past my bedtime.
I-
And of course I had to go into overtime.
I'm neither one of those fans. I mean, I like the Packers, but I was watching that game because I felt like if you blinked, you missed a touchdown. And my boy George Pickens over there had a monster day. I feel like everyone had a monster day because there was like no defense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that that was the one, like, I guess, positive takeaway that you could take from it. That no CD Lamb. Everybody thought that they were going to be awful. And Green Bay is supposed to be the best defense in the league and all the Micah Parsons bullshit. And they beat them up. So it just goes to show you, the Cowboys were giving up tons of points last year with Micah Parsons on the team, and they scored a shit ton of points against the team that he's on now, and they weren't supposed to, so whatever.
I think it's funny though, like, I don't like these ties in football. They gotta come up with something. Like, I was thinking, and I'm just gonna spitball here, but I was thinking, if you do, what is it, 10 minutes and it's still a tie, they should come up with a certain way to win. Like, you should then play another 10 minutes, but
Next score wins.
either next score wins or do it like college does, or I don't know if they still do it anymore, but put them right on the 25-yard line, and for 10 more minutes, you're just trying to score however you can. So if you get a field goal and the other team gets a touchdown, the team with the touchdown wins. And the only thing I'm not sure of, and maybe they could figure it out, but if you score a touchdown on your first possession, then does the other team get a chance to tie it? Because then I feel like you'll tie again and tie it, and that 10 minutes will run out. So
Yeah, that's why you could do after the first overtime is over. Just go to sudden death. Whoever scores first wins.
yeah, but I think it'd be cool, like how the college used to do it, where like you'd start at the 20 or 25, and if you score, they score, and whoever stops who first wins. That would be awesome. But until the first game where it goes for like 5 hours.
These guys want to play less games, less time, so I don't think the players union will go for that.
I don't know, but I think that would be cool as hell. And I think if anyone can do it, it'd be the NFL, because they're literally printing money. And we'll talk about the Super Bowl halftime show in a few minutes, but just, I guess, some of the scores around the league, I was shocked at some of these. Some of these were closer than they appeared to be, like the Bills-Saints game. I don't know if you guys caught some of that, but the Saints were giving them a little bit of run for their money until like the fourth quarter, when they finally, if you want to call it, pulled away. They got like a touchdown, a couple touchdowns, and then pulled a little bit away from them.
Well, with the spread, the way it was, I don't think they covered either, right?
They did not. They did not. They needed
15 and a half.
Yeah, I think by the game time it was 15 and a half, and they only had 12. But I'm glad to see the Bills won, because they were my survivor pick, so
Nice.
I'm safe for another week.
Yeah, I didn't take them this week. I took Detroit.
For the last week
This past week.
Yeah, I thought about it, but the way the Browns defense was playing, I was a little weary of that, so I didn't go with that game. But it turns out the Lions crushed the Browns.
Yeah, and that's why I took them. I'm like, all right, the Browns just beat Green Bay. There's no way they're gonna have 2 big wins in a row. No way.
Yeah, I guess I kind of leaned on the opposite, but I still thought the Lions would win. I just thought it'd be a lot closer, And I think the spread for that one was like 7.5 or 8. It might have been even 8.5.
I think something like that.
Yeah, so I kind of thought they'd win by a touchdown, but not by 8 or 9. So I was like, oof, I got to be careful with that one. And then the Texans-Titan game, I didn't watch much of this, but the Titans got shut out, and their quarterback, Cam Ward, did you hear what he said?
Well, I mean, no offense, but he doesn't seem like the most intelligent person in the world.
But the fact that he said to everybody that
We're ass. or
we're
something.
ass. Yeah, we're straight ass. I just when I heard that Monday morning at like 6:30, I was dying to myself.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It goes to show you the state of the NFL, where guys making, God no, well, he's a rookie, so he's not making that kind of money. But I guess he got probably a big ass signing bonus for being the #1 pick. But
Yeah, he's a millionaire already.
yeah, that's the vocabulary. that
Right.
we're using in the press conference.
What are you gonna do?
BW throwing out the first pitch.
It's
today.
good, man. We got a little love. Who threw out the first pitch yesterday?
I don't even know.
I missed it because I was literally driving home from work, so I didn't catch it. But that's good.
It's the same.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Wander. You took the words out of my mouth. I said between him and Pettit, they both look like they can still play.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? He lost some weight because he was a little bit bigger last time I saw him, so he must have lost some weight. That's good though. Good for him. I liked him. The upset of the week: the Giants Charger game.
Yeah. Well,
Jackson Dart,
yeah.
Look at these two dudes. Wow.
sharp, very
I gotta
sharp.
get me one of those.
Pinstripe suits. You won't wear it though.
I would.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
To a Yankee game?
No, I'd wear it out in public.
They're like 8-year-old kids wearing pinstripe Yankee suits. This guy's gonna wear it out in public. I love it. Yeah. So the Giants Chargers. I can't believe the Chargers lost here.
I specifically didn't pick them. I'm hoping a ton of people picked them in the survivor pool, but I specifically didn't pick them because the Chargers are always guaranteed to have 2 or 3 letdown games during the season. Always.
Yeah, and especially them coming cross country too.
West to East,
Yeah, those are
Every
tough.
game,
Yeah, those are tough games, you know. And Jackson Dart didn't look bad. I feel like he provided that energy for their team. Like their defense was really good on Sunday for the most part. You know what I mean? But
And he had a few runs, you know.
and to me, I feel like once they went up by 2 scores, I think Dable got nervous and just said, "We're just gonna run the ball, and only like these little short passes." They didn't fully. They're almost like what they did with Tommy DeVito. I felt like they didn't unleash him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let's give it some time and let's see if this is just another Tommy DeVito week or two. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, I don't think so.
Hopefully not for them.
I just think Dable got scared. He's like, "Oh my God, we're actually winning. We could win this game." He's like, "Let's not put this kid in a bad spot and throwing it down the field, whatever. It'd be like 20 yards or so."
But that's
and picked.
that's the Giants' luck. They win a game that probably nobody expected them to win, but then they lose their best player for the season.
Oh, right.
I know that crushed me.
That was crazy too. When I saw it happen, I just thought like, oh, he banged his knee.
But that's the way it always happens.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Rob Hoy said. I was sitting right next to him, and they showed the replay, and he's like, "Oh, he tore something in his knee. He's done." I'm like, "How do you know that?" He's like, "He just did. I'm telling you right now." He's like, "They'll tell you right on the sideline. The guy will know right away. He tore something in his knee.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
was
It's over."
grabbing for his knee before he even hit the ground.
Yeah. So, it was kind of crazy. So it was a wild game. You're right for anyone that has Malik Neighbors too on their fantasy like me is definitely upset about that. And in fact, thankfully he's young enough where that injury won't really be career ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thankfully. Let's keep it going here. Yeah, the Eagles at Bucks. You know, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball ever anymore. I don't understand why they even have wide receivers.
I saw one. I'll be honest with you, man. Especially for the Cowboys now, I don't know what's going on with CeeDee Lamb, but if I was every team in football right now, I'd be trying to get AJ Brown.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I saw one guy do a TikTok video with absolutely batshit nuts on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. He's like just fucking flipping out, saying these are fucking passes these flat out passes are juniors Junior varsity quarterbacks in high school are making these passes.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts just doesn't look good, and
Once they abolish the fucking tush push, whatever the fuck they call it, they're really gonna be shit.
well, it'll be an uptick for Saquon Barkley because he's just going to run the ball into the end zone, so he'll get more touchdowns at the very least. Let's see what else. What else do we got here? Another surprising game because a lot of people went the other way. The Chiefs-Ravens game. A lot of people thought that the Ravens were gonna, mop the floor with the Chiefs because the Chiefs haven't been that good.
I feel like the Ravens always lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, yeah. And then also, what's his name? Lamar Jackson got hurt, but I thought that was towards the end of the game, right?
Yeah. But again,
Sorry.
those games never seem to be exciting games. They always seem to suck when those two play.
Yeah, and like the Chiefs handled them without a problem, which I went to pick the Chiefs, and I was talking with my friend at work, and he's with the spread, and he was like, pick the Ravens. They're going to crush the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't the same team. And we were absolutely wrong. I should have just stuck with my first pick.
Trust your gut.
Yeah, I should have just trusted my gut. And
I'll
then,
tell you one thing, the way the AFC's looking, I mean, obviously I think Buffalo is probably the best team in the AFC, but I don't know, I gotta check out some future bets on the Steelers, because I can just see the writing on the wall right now. Steelers making it to the fucking Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers just
wins another Super Bowl with the Steelers. I mean, I would be so
and
mad.
just fucking
So
shit on
mad.
the Jets.
And the Packers at the same
You
time.
can't find a way to shit on the Jets more than that.
No, unless you're right. Because I was gonna say the only other way is the Bills finally win their Super Bowl. But
Yeah, that was in Dublin, right?
yes, the Pittsburgh game. Yeah,
Minnesota.
yeah, and
Are they doing more games? Over
Yeah,
the season?
the next, I think, like 3
Few
or 4
weeks.
weeks.
yeah, they got a slew of games over there. Someone this week is playing in London.
London.
I think it's the Vikings again, back-to-back weeks.
Oh, lucky them.
Yeah, but I don't know who they're playing though.
They look like dog shit.
Yeah, even with JJ McCarthy, they look like poop. But yeah, it's rough. And what's funny with the Bills too? They look like the best team, but you got to see if they get through the whole season because they always go through a lull in like November where they lose a couple games here and there and they look terrible. So if they don't do that this year, then I would say they'd be the team to beat.
Yeah, just Josh Allen is just
He's fantastic.
he's the man.
Yeah, he's the real deal. And hopefully they have him for a long time and, win a Super Bowl. Who cares? As long as we see new teams, I really right now, and I know it's only week 4, I'd really like, as long as it keeps it up, I would love to see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'd sign for that right now. And hopefully the Steelers just make the playoffs and lose again like they've been doing. Because I don't know if I could take watching the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers in it as a Steeler. Now that you said that, it's all in my head. It's screwing me up.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see that. That would be a nice matchup.
Yeah.
The Lions are just gonna outscore everyone, and the Bills, I just think, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna just outscore everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think their defense is anything to write home about.
Yeah. And then you have the Monday night games. Could you have any 2 worse Monday night games? I know going into it, you might have thought maybe not at the beginning of the season, but first game was Jets and Dolphins.
The 2 games?
Yeah.
They do that a lot, huh?
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning of the season,
In
I
the
feel like
beginning
they
of
do.
the season,
Yeah, they do that.
I wonder what that's about.
Just to spread it around, get more people to watch games on Monday, and I guess go out and do whatever.
But are they the same time? Is one of them later?
One's an hour. Like this past week, you had the Jets Dolphins at 7,
Right.
and then Bengals Broncos at 8.
Because I remember they used to do that just for like the first week, but then I feel like they've
Yeah, now I think they do it like
on
they did it the week 1. They didn't do it week 2, I don't think.
So I thought it was the opposite. I think week 1 they had 1 game, week 2 they had 2 games, week 3 they had 1 game, and now week 4 they had 2 games.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
But I'm not 100% sure. But I think that's how it went. But both of these games sucked. I mean, I'm a Jet fan, and the score was 27-21, so it looked close.
The Dolphins won.
The Dolphins were in control for like 3 quarters, and they suck. They're 2-0-3 teams.
Yeah.
How the Jets do not show up to play right out of the gate, I don't understand. Like, I know you're in Miami or whatever, but 3 turnovers, a fumble at the goal line.
Well, but that was early in the game.
Yeah.
So they did start out well. It's just that happened and it was
Downhill
from there.
Yeah, but the whole point is...
Because they scored that touchdown, the game is probably completely different.
I don't disagree with you there, but just like the Jets, like they had a good game plan. I think Breece Hall might have had 55 rushing yards on the first drive alone. They just ran it down their throats. And then who'd they give it to? Was it Allen? I think it was Allen. They give it to Allen.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't Breece Hall. It was Allen that fumbled.
Oh, I thought it was Hall.
No, it was Allen. He gets it, he clears the space, and then fumbles the ball before he goes into the end zone, like literally right before the end zone. And then the penalties are still killing them. Why is it just only the Jets? They can't get their shit together with these penalties.
It's not just the Jets. It's not. But, yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
And there was a couple of calls that they should have got that they didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
The refs in football are awful.
Yeah, I guess. And then the Bengals-Broncos game, without Joe Burrow, the Broncos just, I'm not even going to talk about it. They just crushed them.
Yeah.
Jake Brown looks awful. And it's so sad that Joe Burrow's hurt.
Always.
Yeah, it's god-awful. But yeah, that's what I got on sports. Anyone got anything that they've been watching? Did you finish the terminal list?
No.
I'm on episode 5. That's a show, my man.
Yeah, what did I watch? I watched a couple of things. I watched just a couple, not much, but I watched a movie called Swiped.
Swiped?
Which was pretty good. Surprisingly, it was. It's the story of the girl who was the co-founder of Tinder, and how the company that she worked for completely screwed her over, and then she went out on her own and started Bumble.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually a pretty interesting story. The girl that was the main character, she was very good in it. What else did I see? I saw the first episode of Tulsa King so far.
Okay.
Which, whatever, it is what it is. And then, what did I watch then? Oh, gotta watch it. Was amazing. Probably my favorite guy out there right now, but Black Rabbit.
Oh,
that's
with Jason
movie,
Bateman.
right?
And no.
Netflix show.
Oh, it's a show.
Yeah, eight episodes. It's gonna be one and done, but Jason Bateman and Jude Law.
Really good, huh?
I'll have to check that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Awesome.
I'm literally starting that, I think,
You watched the whole
this
thing?
week.
Yeah. Oh, I blew through that. That thing was so good, man.
All right, cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's on my list, and it's literally, like, depending on...
Actors too.
It
Yeah.
should definitely be the next thing on your list.
It definitely is.
It's that good.
It definitely is. The only thing is, I guess it all depends on the Yankees when I get to watch it, because if they lose today, I will be watching it tomorrow. If they don't, I'll probably be watching it on Friday. I'll start it on Friday. But yeah, I heard nothing but good things, so I'm definitely going to watch that for sure.
Awesome.
That's good. That's good. Well, what about you, Andre?
For me, well, we talked about Alien last week, right?
Yep.
Okay, just double checking.
Did you finish that?
Nope.
Pathetic.
Let's see. Oh yeah,
I for some reason I kind of lost interest in that.
I I'm current with Peacemaker. You know, I think I say that every week.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's still good? They said there's
Yeah.
supposed to be some spoilers in there. Any spoilers yet?
Something happened this week that
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy.
Okay, good to know.
What was I gonna say? I started Task.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good. Yeah, it's very good. I'm only on I'm like maybe halfway through the third episode, but it's really good. I'm enjoying that.
HBO Max, right?
Yeah,
I think
regular HBO as well.
Bobby Bacala at the Yankee game in the leisure seats.
Yeah.
So that's good. And I'm trying to think about, did I watch anything else?
I think for that show too, correct me if I'm wrong, they do it weekly, right?
Huh?
They do it weekly Task, right? Because I think there's only 4 episodes
Yeah,
out.
there's only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna start that.
No, you're right, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's gonna be that long. I didn't check, but
I
just
think it's 8 episodes. I
okay,
had to
that,
check.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. But the third one is like 70 minutes, so I'm guessing a lot of stuff happens in the third one, and I'm only halfway through it, but it's pretty good. Oh, that's what I forgot. GenV. I watched the first 2 episodes of that. It was decent. They're tying it in more to the boys. And
Okay.
stuff.
And these cameos from the boys?
Yes.
Okay. I figured they'd do that if they were tying it
The
in.
guy, and they have a new guy that's like the dean of like students, but he's also a soup.
Okay.
And he's the guy from Did you watch Midnight Mass?
No.
Okay. Well, yes, considering it's we're in October, you might want to check it out. It's
Okay.
pretty good. But the guy from who starred in that, he's the new dean.
And what's Midnight Mass about? I heard you talk about it before. I can't remember. I got to put it on my list.
It's like this priest goes to this town, and there's like a vampire. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What
about you, Playboy?
I not much this time around, or at least I can't remember off the top of my head. Like all the stuff that you guys touched on, I've been watching for the most part, or getting ready to watch. I just started the Terminal List.
Okay.
Because I watched the new Dexter season.
Right.
Oh look, someone finally got out Bregman. Isn't that nice? 1, 2, 3 down for the Yankees. There you go. The Yankees are up in the bottom of the first. We'll see. We'll check in on that. But yeah, really quick. So Dexter Resurrection. If you're a Dexter fan, definitely have to watch that. I thought it was a same almost concept, but different spin on it this time around, which I kind of really liked. I don't want to ruin it because, if you like Dexter, you really enjoy being surprised by what they do in this season. But yeah, I saw that, and then since I got done with that rather quickly, I turned my attention to the Terminal List, and I'm blowing through it. Like, I'll be done with that by this weekend, and it's great. They're like 55 minutes. I think the first episode was like an hour and 10, but it's a great military thing. And even though they say it's a made up story, it almost makes you think of like what's going on in the Middle East right now.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. It's like counter surveillance, CIA / Navy SEAL type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that's really cool. I can't wait to see where that ends, because I think that's a one and done as well. Because they had the first Terminal List with Chris Pratt, and even though he's in this one, it's another guy's story of a different mission.
Correct.
So I think they could just keep doing that and just adding a new guy onto a team and just be like, this is, Operation, Double Dip or whatever, and like, here we go, But yeah, I think it's really good. I think you should get back into it. You're doing yourself a disservice by not watching it. But we'll see. But that's it. That's all I got. Not much. I've been too focused on baseball and football this last week. Wonder, anything to put us away and run off into the sunset?
Yeah, we got one selection as usual. This week we're going with Ghostface Killer with Supreme Clientele 2. That's the pick for this week.
Excellent. All right, folks. We're going to sign off here because the Yankees are about to be up, and we're hoping for a Yankees win, and we're going to enjoy that. Hopefully we'll have good news for you next week when we talk to you about it. Everyone enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Later, guys.